Hi, my name is David Vernich. I live in Clarksville, Tennessee. I'm 49 years old. Married 27 years to my one and only wife. I've got four sons. Two are out of college. One is in college, and one is a junior in high school. and the reason I'm doing this video is to let Lee Caldwell from Rich Dad Coaching, as well as the Rich Dad Coaching staff, and Robert Kiyosaki, if he's able to see this, to let you guys know what a great job you do. The mission of the Rich Dad Company is to elevate the financial well-being of humanity, and I gotta tell you, it's working for me. I have been an avid follower of Rich Dad since I first read the book about 14 years ago. I have read every single book that Robert has written since then. I've actually gone to see him twice personally, once in St. Louis and once in Dallas. And I'm just a big advocate of the system because I know it works. It's working for me. When I first started reading the book Rich Dad Poor Dad, I didn't know how to implement what he was talking about in the book. I was just trying to figure out, well, how can I relate this to my life? And I'll just give you a brief example. I knew I wanted to get into real estate investing. I just didn't know how, and I also knew my limitations. I knew I was not somebody that could fix up anything. But I also had read enough of his books to know that business is a team sport and that systems need to be put in place. So what I did was I found I did several things wrong first. I tried different things that weren't working. I actually ordered Carlton Sheets' course off the infomercials and just was appalled that he just had all this leverage you were going to have to borrow all this money. I didn't understand the difference between good debt and bad debt. The things that Robert had taught, I did not understand completely at that time. I was a bank loan officer. I saw people get into debt and have trouble paying it back. And I really was impacted mostly at the age of 9 when my own father lost his job. I knew right then that I didn't want to work and be in the E quadrant all my life when somebody can just pull the plug and you would have no job and no benefits. And at that time my father was the sole breadwinner of our family of 5 kids. So never wanted to be in that situation where an employer would have that much control over my life. So when I was looking at getting into real estate investing, I knew my limitations. I knew what I couldn't do, and but I didn't want to use those as an excuse to not do it. I just needed to figure out, how can I make this work for me? What I ended up doing was I found people that I had banked years before who were doing real estate investing, and this had been a process of years that had gone by, and I'd gotten in touch with them and said, hey, I understand that you're still doing it, you're successful, I lent you money in the past, I'm interested in learning what you know. And I had gone to a Rich Dad education seminar that had come through Nashville, so I was pumped. I was ready to learn everything I could. And I was going to just stay quiet and listen to them, and they were going to teach me what they knew. Because their goal was to teach you how to do what they did, and then you go in your little market and you do what they do. I knew from the start that I didn't want to do what they did. I knew I didn't have that skill set. But what I did do was I learned what they did. We did a house together, and it worked out fine. That was a little over 4 years ago. And so what I did was I decided, let me break this down into 4 steps on the real estate investing. Very simple. I like to keep things simple. The first step is you got to find the house. And as you know, if you've ever done this, that's harder than it looks. But they had a system down that worked great, so they could find the house. The second step is you had to have the money. You had to have the financing. Third step is you had to fix up the house. The fourth step, you had to find a renter. And I decided out of those 4 steps, I just wanted to do step number 2. Because I was a banker. I knew people that had money, and I knew bankers that would lend me money. So finding the money wasn't an issue for me. So that was what I brought to the table. And being in the real estate business, I knew that you could quickly run out of capital by buying 1, 2, or 3 houses, so you could be depleted. So I went and approached this couple who had a pretty good business already and said, let me systematize it for you. Let me bring in the investors so that you never have to worry about raising another dime. You do what you do good, let me do what I do best. And so to this day, we have 27 houses in a very short period of time. All rented, all cash flowing, and my passive income is growing. So thank you, Robert. Thank you, Rich Dad team. Now what I'm trying to do the next level with the Rich Dad coaching is to take my business and do the same thing, systematize what I do and what I know. And what I do is I work with people primarily through the SBA lending program that want to leave the E quadrant to get into the S quadrant. People that want to start a business, people that want to acquire a business, or small businesses that are trying to grow to the next level, but they just have trouble getting that financing, the push that they need. That's where I come in. I can help them with my expertise to access capital through the community banks, who will then get the government guarantee to give them the comfort level they need to be able to make the loan in the first place. When I started Rich Dad Coaching, my goal was to essentially have more business come to me, but I was the guy doing the work. And what Lee Caldwell helped me see was, based on the track I was trying to take this, that it could be a much bigger business if I would make a nice website, have product to sell, put my knowledge down on paper, give a free report out, so on and so forth, and develop a business plan out of this knowledge that I have, so that I can set up people that are independent consultants all over the country, and we can be a source of capital for small businesses and real estate investors, as well as a source for education. Because my goals are totally in alignment with Rich Dad's goals. I want to elevate the financial well-being of humanity. I don't want to retire. I don't play golf. I don't fish. I don't hunt. I'm not really good at anything, but I do like doing deals. I do like helping people. I do like teaching, and I like to try new things. For example, if it hadn't been for Rich Dad Coaching, I never would have done my own YouTube video, which is what you're watching now. So they stretch me, they make me think about doing things that I will follow orders if someone tells me to do something, but on my own I may not know what to do, and therefore I don't do them. Not because I don't want to, but just because there needs to be a reason to do it. There is a reason to do this video, and it's to thank Robert Kiyosaki for writing the book. And I know it's very difficult to write a book. I'm working on one right now for small business owners called Cautionary Tales Why Most Small Businesses Fail, and how you can increase your odds so that you're not one of them. Also trying to figure out a way to put another book out there on cutting the cord, so that people can cut the cord from the corporate world, from the salary and the benefits that they depend on, where they can be self-employed, like I did when I left banking and became self-employed, and totally cut off the corporate payroll, corporate benefits, and learned to stand on my own 2 feet. I'm in the S quadrant, but I'm working to get into the B quadrant. So I really do appreciate everything you guys do. I appreciate, and I want you to know that what you're doing is making an impact, and not just on me. It's making an impact on my family, my kids, and my yet-to-be-born grandkids. But I also think it's a serious mission, because this country desperately needs financial help. And this is the only organization I know that has answers for people. We got to show people what assets are and how to develop that passive income. So thank you very much from the bottom of my heart. You guys are doing a great job. And I hope this video makes sense, because I'm just winging it, but I do want you to know how much you do, how it impacts lives, and I really do appreciate the entire organization from top to bottom. Keep plugging away, and let me know if you're coming to Nashville. We'll put you up. I'll take you to dinner. But otherwise, I'm plugging away out here in Nashville and doing what you teach, and I'm following you, reading every book. So keep doing what you're doing, because it is making a very big impact on our lives, and we appreciate it. Thank you.